Hello, dear student. Welcome to our Strive 365 1 year current affair analysis for UPSC Prelims and other State PCS exams. So, dear student, this is our second video. We have already discussed the first video. The video you can check in our playlist current affair. Strive 365 will get first video. So here we are going to discuss few topics of polity current affair from June to August. Listen very carefully. So I am going to link each and every current affair from your examination perspective. So please listen it and revise it so you can get direct questions. So first important, the topic that today we are going to discuss about the Jan Vishwas Amendment Provision Bill 2025. So Jan Vishwas Amendment Provision Bill was recently introduced in the Lok Sabha to decriminalize and rationalize the offense and promote trust-based governance for ease of living and business. In our statute books, there are so many laws that are very old and they are very obsolete. But this is what led to the rent-seeking behavior and Inspector Raj. So if we can simplify it, decriminalize it, that is what led to the ease of living. People will find it easy and businesses find it easy for doing the business. So that is the reason this bill is introduced. So more on the news. So before that, we have also introduced a lot of changes. For example, built on the John Biswas Act 2023, which decriminalized 183 provision of across 42 central act managed by 19 ministry. Already there are a lot of laws. We have simplified it, decriminalize it. That means for violation it is not punishable, it's not imprisoned. You can just give fine so that you can overcome it. Okay, so next is 2025 bill expand the reform to cover 16 central act under 10 ministry. It is further expand to 16 ministry and 16 central act under 10 ministry. So next is it is replace the harsh compliance rule with a rational trust-based process to simplify the procedure, reduce judicial workload and foster a better environment for citizen and business. It is going to very simplify, make it very rational so that it can easily we can settle the dispute. So that is what reduce the judiciary workload and it help in fostering environment of compliance for business and citizen. Okay. So key feature of the bill, what are the key features? So first one is about the first time contravention. If you are committing some mistake first time, so in that case you will get simply a warning. Either you are getting a warning or advisory, no punishment. So first time contravention, there is no punishment, just a warning. So next is decriminalization. So remove the imprison for minor technical procedural default. If there is some technical small fault, some error, so in that case it can be decriminalized. For example, T Act, legal metrology act basically deals with any packaged food. I think that it contain what kind of the nutrition details. So that is what comes under the legal metrology act. You have to specify everything about any product. Okay, so if any small error is there, so in that case it is not a criminal offense, rather it is a normal, you can just give a fine and everything is over. Okay, so next is rationalize the penalty. So fine are proportionate with higher penalty for a repeat offense. So if you are committing some severe crime, then fine will be very high. If you are committing repeated offense, then crime the punishment is fine is also going to be increased in that level, so that create a deterrent for repeating the crime. So next is adjudication. In case of any dispute, so we need some adjudicator. So here it is imposed penalty so that by paying the fine you can easily settle the dispute, so that reduce the court burden. Already our court are burdened with 5 crores of cases, so that is what led to the faster disposal of the cases. So next is automatic fine revision. So one important issue that in our legal system is facing, that the fine we impose is very less. So that is what people are not deterrent of violating the law. But here it is saying that 10% for every 3 years the fine will be increased 10% in every 3 years. So that is what create deterrent. For example, take the example of the Motor Vehicle Amendment Act. After that, I think everyone is wearing helmet because because of high fine. So definitely high fine is a deterrent factor that can be force people to follow. So next we are going to discuss what are the process reform, how it is different from the structural reform. So process reform are changes to the specific rules and procedures. So for example, how rules are being implemented, how we are going to comply. If we are going to make changes to that, we can call this as a process reform. So unlike structural reform, we change overall system. So in structural reform, we have changed entire system. For example, in India, first we are used to be agrarian economy. From agrarian economy, we are shifting to the service-based economy. So our structure of economy changes now. But let's say we are changing the process. For example, earlier we are used to deliver our the subsidy So kind, that means through fertilizer. Now we are doing through DBT na. So we are making the process, changing the process. Okay. So process we change overall system. Process reform improve how existing system work. So we are not changing the existing system, rather we are modifying it, simplifying the existing system to ensure better delivery. Okay. So they are small. The process reform are small, targeted changes aim at improving efficiency in specific sector or policies. Basically, our main aim is to improve efficiency and sector-specific policy. So, even the Economic Survey 2020-21 support the simpler regulation and smoothing the process over complex rules and opacity. If you are having complex laws, regulation, people will not follow. Rather, they will find a way to violate. If you make it very simple, very simple and easy to comply, people will definitely comply. So that is the reason we need to make it very simpler process of our reform process. Okay. So significance of this reform. So how this reform is going to helpful for our Indian economy. So help keep India growth ready with big changes. So it will propel our economy. So remove daily hurdles for citizen, business and researcher. Just imagine if you are spending 3-4 hours to follow the compliance. It's very difficult for you to do business. For example, just imagine if you have to visit a bank, deposit money, withdraw money. It is taking a lot of time. Instead of that, if you are using UPI, you can do everything in a minutes. So the amount of money, amount of time you have saved, that can be utilized for your business now. So that is the reason we need to simplify it, make it very easy. So next is fix the delay caused by old rule and paperwork. So we can replace all these obsolete, all these old rules with modern rule and paper with digital technology, so that it can deliver the faster thing, everything. So boosting competitiveness, yes, if we are investing so much of time just to comply the rule laws, so that is what led to the higher cost na. If we remove everything, so that is what led to the competitiveness. You can see about the telecom liberalization, help in IT and BPM. IT means information technology, business processing, outsourcing. So India is emerged as a hub of service sector because we have liberalized telecom in 1980s. Okay. So next is reduce corruption. Yes, by making everything simple, we remove the inspector Raj, we remove the too much of discretionary power we're giving to the bureaucracy. So that is what led to the reduction in corruption and bringing about the transparency. So next is promoting culture of consent, problem solving in the government. Yes. So solving in promoting one culture that help in removing the problem and making it very easy for people and businessmen. Okay. So what are the guiding principle for process reform? For example, simplify process with clear communication. We need to give clear cut communication. For example, national single window clearance system. Here there is a one window, you just apply and internally they will do everything for you and finally they will provide to you. So we need to follow single window clearance system. So next is define goal and align effort. For example, Pragati full form is proactive governance and timely implementation. So it is a platform for monitoring the how projects are going on. Our prime minister is regularly updating through Pragati only. So next is agile, take responsive design in procedure. So quality cost based tendering. We are doing cost based tendering. Anyone paying less amount, let's say there is a highway. So there is a tender. So if let's say one person is talking about 100 crore, another person is talking about I'll construct that in 101 crore. Definitely only cost basis we can allocate this to the person A. But in case of 100B, let's say this person is having a lot of experience and expertise, but by just 1 crore, if we are just ignore, we are not getting the optimum amount of infrastructure. So we have to consider cost as well as quality also. So accordingly we can deliver. Okay. So next is culture of ongoing review and refinement. For example, digital public infrastructure Indian stack, that is what we have created to make it very applicable, application oriented. So next is involving stakeholder in decision making. I think you already know community forest management, local people are involving decision making. So this process reform is also like that. We need to involve local people to take the decision, then only the decision are reflective of need of the peoples. So some of the case study that India being implemented and process reform. For example, DBT we have implemented. So it digitize and target the subsidy. So that is what led to the reduce leakage and improving service delivery. So this is a good thing. So next is voluntary company liquidation. So earlier the liquidation means once a company is lost, we need to close down. So the process of closing down company takes even 20 year, 15 year like that. But now we have simplified it. Now it is the globally fastest. So within 4 years, we just liquidate any company. Just imagine if a company is doing loss, but still we are forcing that company to run unlimited number of 10 year, 20 year. So it is really draining. So we need to simplify that. We have already simplified that also. So next is rationalization of autonomous body. So merger or closure of outdated bodies like All India Handloom Board to reduce overlap. If there are multiple bodies, they are doing same kind of work, so it is creating a lot of trouble. So if we can merge, rationalize, so that is what led to the better utilization of resource and better utilization of the manpower also. So next is government e-marketplace. So GM we have recently implemented. So that is what led to the all the central ministry government, they procure bulk amount, and that reduce the cost by 15 to 20%. So next is legal and dispute reform. So reduce cost, delay cost, including insolvency and bankruptcy. So recently we have introduced insolvency and bankruptcy code. This is called IBC, insolvency bankruptcy code. That is what led to the faster resolution of the all these disputes. So next is legal methodological amendment. So legal methodology means whatever the product, let's say you are taking a let's say energy drink, it is containing all the information about protein information, food, all the food nutritional information. So that is what coming under the legal methodology. So decriminalize minor offense to reduce harassment and rent seeking. So if some minor offense, some something related to technicality, so this is not a crime, okay, so that it is reduce the harassment. Okay, so hope dear student you are able to understand it, this topic. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. So next topic is the promotion and regulation of online gaming act. So recently our parliament passed promotion and regulation of online gaming act, and it is became an act after president giving the accent. So the parliament passed the promotion and regulation of online gaming act 2025, banning the online money game and regulating other online games. So it ban the online money game that is involved money, and it regulate other games. Okay, so aim to create a strong legal framework to regulate, promote and encourage online gaming for innovations. First, it is prohibiting money game that is involving money. Second, it is regulating, promoting, encouraging online gaming, for economic growth, for education, for skilling. So it is not that completely banning, it is banning money game only. So it introduces a finance bill, Article 117(1) and 117 clause 3. So it is your homework. We have to study about finance bill and money bill. So what is finance bill and money bill? What are the difference between finance bill and money bill? Which bill is introduced in Parliament, Lok Sabha? So please study a detail about the difference. So whatever I am giving the homework, please do that. Okay, this is your homework. So you have to study the difference between finance bill and money bill. So this can be a very good question in your UPSC prelims. Chaliye, so next question is why this act was enacted. So what is the need of this act? So first one is about the addiction and loss. So you already know that India is having a large number of youth are there. So 65% of our population are below the age of 35. So just imagine if so many people are addicted, that is what led to the demographic disaster. Na? So online money game caused addiction and huge financial loss. Na? For example, 45 crore people lost their 20,000 crore in this online gaming. So it is a huge loss. So next is mental health. So as per the World Health Organization, so there is a problem of gaming disorder. People are addicted to the gaming. So that is what led to the lot of health issues. So we need to regulate that. So next is legal gaps. So gambling law exists, but online games were mostly unregulated with offshore issues. For example, most of the games they are operating, let's say this is India, but they are operating somewhere else outside. So and they are operating in India, but they are controlling from outside. So they are involving money laundering, terror financing, and if Indian authority wants to take any action, they cannot take action because they are outside the jurisdiction of India. So that is what led to the we need a law. So next is security issue. So you can see about the money they are derived from the game that can be used for terror funding, money laundering and other activities. Okay, esports boost. So esports is a emerging arena for economic boost and participation in the international level. So we need to boost that. So act promote safe gaming, innovation in esports. So it is not completely banning, it is promoting esports, social gaming, but banning the game that involve money. ठीक है, key provision of the act. So online game it define the online games are play on digital device via internet or similar technology. ठीक है, so online gaming are digital play through digital device with internet or similar technology. So it categorize the gaming into different arena. For example, esports, competitive digital sports with tournament. For example, Indian pair with Village Boy and Bam own Pokemon Go World Championship in 2025. So you can see, so esports are, we are promoting esports. Okay. So next is online social game. So social based game for entertainment and learning. There are so many games that can be used for learning, making our kids learn a lot of things. For example, Wadley and Kahoot. So these are social based gaming. So they are not banned, they are promoted. So online money games. So make games involving financial stakes like Dream 11, Rummy, Poker, Winjo, they are banned because here money is involved. So applicability, so apply across India to online game service offered inside or operated from the outside. It can be, the online, the application owner may be outside or inside. It is applicable if it is operating in India. Okay. So prohibit online money games, completely banned, including ad and financial transaction related to them. So money game is completely banned. Even advertising money game is also banned. So authority can block illegal platform under the Information Technology Act. So this act promote esports, so recognize as a legitimate sports. Government sets guideline and develop infrastructure for promotion of esports, because esports is having a lot of potential for economic growth. Okay. So promotion of social and educational games. Government can recognize and register safe, age appropriate social game with educational platform. So it can help our kids to understand a lot of concept through this gaming also. So online gaming authority. So national regulator to categorize, register game, okay, register game and identify money game and handle grievances. So in case of anything, first they can, the national register to categorize the game into all this category, then register the game. They can register the game and identify money game, and in case of any dispute, they, if you are doing that, online gaming, 3 year imprisonment and 1 crore fine. If you are doing advertisement, 2 year of imprisonment and 50 lakhs of fine to create deterrent. Next is corporate liability. Companies and officer held responsible, protection for diligent independent director. So investigating power. Government can authorize search, seizure and arrest without warrant in certain cases also, so that we can control it. So some of the law in India that regulate the online Act, Section 69 of IT Act 2000 allow the government to block illegal website. It is allowing the government to block any illegal website. So IT rule, Information Technology Rule 2021 set norm for online platform, including intermediary, self-regulatory board. So to implement a rule, so to implement any law, we need rules. So government implemented this information technology rule to ensure that intermediary should be that should be proper regulation for intermediary gaming platforms. Okay. So next, recently we have implemented Bharatiya Nyaya Sahita. So it's section 111, 112 penalize unauthorized betting and gambling. So unauthorized betting and gambling can be penalized. So interstate GST Act regulate illegal and offshore gaming platform also. Even Consumer Protection Act, so ban misleading and surrogate ads. So misleading means a advertisement that is mislead someone, like you will win 100%, but in reality there is like nil chance of winning in this game. Surrogate means you are using some pretending that's a good platform, but in reality this is not good platform. That is what called surrogate. For example, you can do the advertisement of liquor by using sodas. That is what called surrogate advertisement. So the Central Consumer Protection Authority advise against the celebrity endorsing betting platform. So the Central Consumer Protection Authority even advise the celebrity to prevent endorsement of this online gaming, because by they are celebrity, there's a lot of followers, so by looking into that, their follower can fall in trap and they later on cheated by this platform. Okay. So hope this is very important for your prelim, so they can ask one or two provision, they can pick one or two statement and make a MCQ, which is very confusing. So please revise it multiple number of times, you can able to solve it. चलिए, so next आगे बढ़ते हैं. So online content regulation. So online content regulation means so many content are going on online, so we need to regulate that, otherwise it might create promote something that is harmful to our society, harmful to our nation. So Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, that is INB, has banned several OTT platform for streaming obscene content. Obscene means nudity content, our younger populations. Okay. So INB, Ministry of Broadcast, they banned it. So more on news. So they are banned under IT Act, Information Technology Act and Information Technology Rule. To implement any act, we make rule. Okay, so implement IT Act. Recently, government implemented the IT rules. So even the Ranjit B, U Desai versus State of Maharashtra, Supreme Court of that nudity is against, you cannot say claim that I am having the freedom of speech and expression under 19 to promote obscene content. No, there is a restriction. Even under 19 we cannot promote the obscenity content and nudity content. Okay, chaliye. So need for content regulation. Why at the first place we need to regulate such content on the OTT platform? Because of its societal reach. So the OTT platform now around 950 million people are using. So unregulated content influence the society now. It changed the mindset of society. It forced people to some violence behavior also. So we need to regulate it, otherwise it create a ripple effect in our society. So next is violence. A study conducted in 2010 found that 90% of the pornography show the aggressions towards aggression. So that is what led to the change in mindset of our younger population. So protecting vulnerables like children, they are most prone to all this behavior, women and minority also. So next is ethical imperative. So degrading material harm norms and family society. For example, bully by app. In this bully by app, what they are doing, they are selling the female photos. That means we are commodifying the image of female. So this is very unethical. So next is philosophical basis. If you see, so Mill's harm principle. So it is talking about, freedom can be limited if it is harmful. No doubt everyone is having freedom, but our freedom should not misuse for to create harm for other. If it is harming other, we can restrict it. So next is Kant. So Kant's Immanuel Kant's categorical imperative is talking about, peoples are not object. We should not use other people as a means to achieve our end, rather they are end in themselves. So we need to respect other people's. So unequal impact. So those who are low income, low literacy group, they are most vulnerable, like women, SCST. So they are most vulnerable, so we need to respect them. Okay. So what are the legal frameworks to regulate this content? So first one is the IT Act, Information Technology Act. Section 67 A, publishing obscene content on online is prohibited. Okay. So 69A give power to the government to block such content, and 79 safe harbor for intermediary lost if unlawful content are not removed. For example, what is safe harbor is very important. So let's say there is an online platform. Let's say Facebook. Facebook is posting something. Okay, something, and Facebook is not posting actually in Facebook platform. Let's say I am posting something. So it is it is the user, or I am posting something, so Facebook will not held responsible unless otherwise if government issue any direction that Facebook please remove this content, it is against the, let's say, legality of India. If Facebook remove this content, then Facebook will get a safe harbor protection. If Facebook not remove this content, in that case Facebook will face the legal charges of violating the law. Okay, safe harbor means platform, they are third party, they are not responsible for user, whatever user posting, so long as the platform they remove this content by themselves. Okay, so that is what called safe harbor. So remember this article, section, subsection. So while you are writing some answer, something related to free speech, digital, let's say something related to security, you can use that. So next is IT rules, Information Technology Rule 2021, place OTT and digital news under Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. So next, recently we have enacted Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, define obscenity, criminalize obscene material in online. Even Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita against promoting obscenity content and nudity content in the online. So POCSO Act, Prevention of Children from Sexual Offense Act 2012, ban distribution, sale of child pornography. So under this act, anyone below the age of 18 is considered as a children. So if anyone involved in the promoting child pornography, strict penalty can be imposed on that person. So next is one more act, Indecent Representation of Women Act, prohibit indecent representation of women. So if anyone is representing women in a very bad manner, so that can be penalized also. Okay, so challenges in regulating the content. So what are the challenges that we are facing in regulating this content? So first one is about the regulatory challenges. So regulatory overlap. If you look into this digital platform, it is split over two ministry. One is MeitY, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. So because of multiple ministry, it is creating confusion and coordination issue. So next one is about the subjectivity. Nudity is an obscene content, is subjectivity. For someone, you know, there is a particular level, but someone else that might not be obscenity. So it is very subjective term. So that is what led to the confusion and subjective interpretation. Next is technological challenges. So now some platform, they are using advanced encryption so that prevent detection and illegal sharing. So next is algorithm. So feedback loop push more explicit content. I think that the more the content is obscenity, more it's nudity. So more people like it, more people share it. So that is what led to the algorithm further push such content. Next is virtual private network allow bypassing the restriction and access to the banned content. Some people use virtual private network to bypass all this restriction that is being imposed. For example, if let's say this website is banned in India, but some people might use virtual private network to bypass that and they get access to it. So next is creative freedom. I think there is a argument that the those who are actor, those who are directors, so they are having their creative freedom by imposing restrictions, so creativity will be gone. So strict ban curb the creativity infringing under the article 19A. For example, ban on movie Fire that is depicting homosexuality. So please remember these things. You can write in your mains answer also. It's going to give additive edge as compared to others. So please remember all these, the movie Fire against, against the freedom of speech. So you can creative freedom, okay, talking about homosexuality, okay. So way forward. So how we are going to deal with that? So multi-stakeholder consultation. So we need to ensure that there should be all stakeholder, be that viewer and expert and digital media platform should be consulted, and accordingly we can take decision. So next is use of technology. So we can use big data, AI to filter and report, user report scanner AI to filter out all this content. Strengthening of self-regulation. So industry-led body to set standard, reduce government control. So we can strengthen our self-regulation. Like for example, we can establish a body mainly having all these digital media platforms so that they can do their self-regulation to prevent over regulations. So learn best practices. So we can learn from the so that we can replicate that in India. Hope, dear student, it is clear to all of you. So next, we are going to see about digital colonialism. So former Vice President one, the digital colonialism, calling dependence on foreign digital platform, digital infrastructure is prime threat to the sovereignty, not invasion. So we are completely dependent on the Western digital platform for our everything, like Facebook, anything, YouTube, everything. We are depending on the foreign platform, and they are collecting a lot of our data. Even our officials, our government data, they are manipulating that data to create disturbances and get profit from it, and in return we are not getting it. And in case of any crime, anything happen, if we go and ask for this data, they are not cooperating with our enforcement, our law enforcement agencies. So that is what creating problem. So about digital colonialism, it referred to dominance of global big tech firm like Facebook, Amazon, so all this company, and monopolize user data without consent. Even they are misusing our data without asking or taking permission from us. So undermining the state and individual autonomy. So key enabler of digital colonialism. Why this digital colonialism is so prevalent? First one is heightening of economical gain. So drives economic gain through user analysis. Now they are collecting a lot of information and they are analyzing it to get patterns. So like the way you watch what kind of video, the way you likes, the photo you have uploaded, from there they can get a lot of insights. So competitive edge, so improving prediction behavior. So by analyzing all this likability or watchability, they can providing you content so that you are more forced to watch their content. And also they sell the commercial product as for your like and dislike. So advanced artificial intelligence, so fuse the fuel AI big data for higher productivity. So exchange value of the data. So let's user and organization earn by data sharing. So this principle is also promoting to collect lot of data. So key pillar of dominance characteristics of digital colonialism. First one is economic dominance. So dependence on monopolistic technology. For example, Google. I think there are a lot of antitrust competition is going on against that. For example, Play Store only allow. Earlier they used to allow you have to register, you have to pay the commission charges, everything. So that is what creating dominating player. They're misusing their platform. Microsoft, even Facebook also. So imperial control, so proprietary system and restrictive licensing. I think that you cannot use third party. A lot of restriction they impose. App Store policies exercise unilateral decision over the apps. So it is the App Store, they are going to decide over your application, but you don't have any other option to go na. So you have to follow their instruction. Okay? So next is surveillance capitalism. So mass data harvesting shaping the political economic outcome. So I think you already know. So they are collecting a lot of data, and according to your likability, dislikability, so they are targeting the advertisement. For example, Cambridge Analytica, they harvested data and then target campaign in the USA. So tech hegemony. So the cloud monopoly, like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google dictate data flow. Na? So they are dictating what to do, what not to do. Samajh? I think you are able to understand. So next is cultural imperialism. So algorithm reinforce dominant value. Na? So they might reimpose Western value. That is what led to the destruction of our Indian values. So we need to preserve our culture. So preservation of culture, we need to go. We need to prevent this data and digital colonialism. So next is benevolence masking. Big tech representing profit-driven project as a philanthropy. I think you already know all this corporate. They pretend that we are doing philanthropy, but in in that, but they are collecting a lot of data, and later on they are monetizing this data through ad revenue and misusing that also. Okay. So next is key issue with digital colonialism. First one is about the rising north-south divide. So most of the digital technology, they are owned by northern state, like western country, but southern state they don't have anything. But mostly they collect data from the southern country, and that they in return they are not getting any benefits. So data-driven digitalization depends divides as most tech giant belong to the northern country. So national security, yes. So in India or other developing country, our national infrastructure are very weak. So they are mostly vulnerable by cyber attacks. So you can see about phishing, wishing. So they are collecting a lot of financial bank. I think you all know you receive a call from the bank, and you have given all your OTP pin and your money is gone. So that is what happens. So weak local infrastructure makes critical sector vulnerable to external control. So next is privacy and digital right. So dependence on the foreign platform risk privacy breaches and surveillance. So there might be surveillance to to know about our behavior, to know about our security things. So that might be compromised. So existential threat to the local business. So all these big tech, so they are dominating the global. For example, I think Amazon and then Walmart, so they are entering into Indian market. So they are creating trouble for the local business. Na? So global dominance in art, retail, and service undercut the local enterprise. So next is economic losses. So what these big enterprise doing, they are shifting their profit to the low tax base, and then they are avoiding paying taxes. So that is what lot led to the huge loss for India. Na? So tech giant shift profit to the tax haven, reducing revenue for country like India. So difficulty in regulation. So law struggle to govern cyberspace due to borderless nature. So it is very difficult to regulate them because they are sitting on the western country like USA, UK, but they are mostly operating in India. So if you go to impose any law, so it is our beyond our jurisdiction, so we cannot take any action against them. So next is networking effect. So once dominant platform lock user in and blocking local competition. So for example, Google prevent anyone from having any competitions. Okay. So I think in all our mobile phone there is a pre-install Google Chrome. So that is what a classic example of dominant. Dominant, they're doing dominance. And if you are having only Google Chrome and it is functioning very well, if you are downloading any other browser, it is not performing well. So you are forced to use that Google Chrome, and Google Chrome will collect your data that can be misused and misuse for their own benefit. Okay. So what are the legal frameworks to control digital colonialism in India? First is Digital Personal Data Protection Act. So it provides a framework for protection of personal data, including processing data, how we are processing data in abroad, and it is also providing storage of all the data in India. So next is Competition Act. So Competition Act is provide for a fair competition, prevent unfair trade, protect the consumer. Even in the global advocacy, for example, G20, BRICS, WTO, so India is talking about data sovereignty. That means the country that is generating data should have control ownership over that data and should be localized on that particular country. For example, Indian data need to be localized in India. So other effort, for example, WNDC, okay, so open network for digital. So it is actually open network for digital commerce. So we are planning to have a e-commerce alternative. For example, just like the UPI, we want to set a platform where everyone can sell and buy there online. So India's take as stack as national DPI, okay, digital platform we are also building. So other nation like European Union, they are also having GDPR, okay, GDPR Data Act, Government Act. So they are also enacting that. So we can learn from there. In China, China recently enacted Digital Silk Road under BRI, Belt and Road Initiative, to expand telecom, AI, cloud, and surveillance. So Russia also sovereign internet law for centralized internet control. So different country is having different laws to regulate that also. So way forward, how we are going to do it? So we need to ensure digital sovereignty. States to control all digital assets and supply chain. India needs to have its control over its supply chain and digital assets. So next is data localization. We need to ensure that all data should be stored within border. So then governance framework, rule for data generation, protection, and sharing. There should be proper framework, how data should be generated, how consent from the user should be taken. So cross border flow, so balance growth, public interest, and integration. So we need to ensure that cross border flow of data should not misuse, should not abuse. There should be clear cut rules, laws, regulation, how to prevent that. So data lifecycle reform, so manage data from creations to reuse to destruction. We need to create a proper system, how data can be created, how it is used, how it can be processed, and how it can be destroyed. So inclusive digital platform, so bridge the divide, ensure inclusivity. We need to ensure that those who are not having access to the digital platform, they should also have the access. And we need to ensure that the benefit of this digital data should be given to those who are owner of that data. It should not be misused, it should not be used by only the digital platform. Okay, chaliye. So next important topics that we are going to do is very important for your films. It's very important for your prelims. So first one is national cooperative policy. So recently our ministry, Union Ministry of Cooperative launched National Cooperative Policy 2025. So this is the second policy. So this can be a very good question. They can ask one option. The recently very first time we have implemented National Cooperative Policy. Answer is wrong. This is the second policy because first policy we have implemented in 2002. So vision is to make cooperative as a विकसित भारत by 2047 under Sahakar se Samriddhi. Sahakar se Samriddhi. So what are the objective? Active participation of the 50 crore people currently outside or inactive. So this can be, they can ask what are the objective of, national cooperative policy. So we need to bring about 50 crore people, those who are outside. Okay. So mission pillar, it is comprising of 6 pillars. So first one is sector diversification. That means we need to explore more area, exploring new area for cooperative involvement and growth. Next is youth engagement. So we need to bring our youth into the cooperative sector. Next is institutional foundational institutes. To promote cooperative, we need certain institutions. So we need to build that institution. So vibrancy and innovations, to bring about, we need to have proper innovation and vibrancy so that it can grow continuously. Next is future preparedness. Ensure cooperative are ready for future challenges and opportunity. So next is inclusivity and reach. Expand the cooperative benefit to diverse community like scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, Eastern India, Southern India, Northern India, women. Okay. So these are the 6 areas of focus of the cooperatives. Okay. So key feature of the policy include, what are the features? So first one is about the legislative reform. So we need to amend the state laws for bringing transparency, autonomy, and ease of business. So the law that is governing our cooperative are quite old and obsolete. So that is what led to the not ease of doing business. So we need to make it very simple. Financial empowerment, reduce cooperative taxes, extend corporate incentive, so we can reduce the tax burden and improve the corporate incentive. So next is business ecosystem. So model cooperative village in each state UT, branding under Bharat brand. So we can have model cooperative village in each state. So there might be one particular village, we can call this as a cooperative village. Other people can come here and learn how they are functioning, and same thing they can replicate in their village. Okay. So future readiness. So national cooperative stacks integrated with agri stack. So already we are having an agri stack here. Every data is available related to agriculture. We can integrate that agri stack with national cooperative stack so that we'll have 360-degree view about it. So new sector. So we need to expand the cooperative to include new sector like clean energy, waste, and technology. Inclusivity, promote women. So we need to promote the cooperative among women, youth, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe participation. So our targets is to increase the share of cooperative sector from present 10% to 30% by 2034. So 30% of our GDP should be from the cooperative sectors. So implementation by, it is implemented by implementation cell of Ministry of Cooperatives. So it is monitoring by National Steering Committee chaired by Union Ministry. Okay, so it is clearly given who is going to implement, who is going to monitor. Okay, so So there are, let's see some of the constitutional and legal provision about the cooperative society. So cooperative society's origin under Cooperative Credit Society in 1904. So this can be a very good question when it is started. Okay. So 1904 Cooperative Credit Society. So definition. So a cooperative society is an autonomous voluntary association and jointly owned and democratically controlled, meeting economic, social, and cultural needs. So this is what the definition. So it's democratically controlled. To a lot of people that comes together with a sole objective to improve their economically cultural needs. Okay. So status currently we are having more than 8 lakh societies. 8 lakh society, 2 lakh credit. For example, PAC means primary agricultural credit society. 6 lakh non-credit like housing and consumer. So they are comprising more than 30 crore peoples. Okay. So top sector, if you look into top sector in our cooperative, they are housing, dairy, and primary agricultural credit society. So this can be a very good question, which they can put some other sector. This sector, they are top sector. So you need to remember these three sector. So what is the constitutional status? Whether in our constitution there is any mentioning of the cooperative society or not? Yes, it is mentioned. So 97 Constitutional Amendment Act in 2011, we have inserted the provision of cooperative society. It is mentioning in our fundamental right, article 19 1c. So it is talking about cooperatives, promotion of cooperative society. So next is directive principle of DPSP 43B. It is talking about promotion of the cooperative society. It also inserted part 9b from article 243 ZH to 243 ZT for governance. So here you can see 97 constitutional amendment inserted three sections: fundamental right, article 19 1c, it is mentioning the cooperative society, then 43b, then part 9 is also inserted. So three things is inserted in 97 constitutional amendment act. So how cooperative are organized? So cooperative governance structure. So if it is a multi-state, if it is having, cooperative is existed in multi-state, let's say this 3-4 state, then this power to regulate this multi-state cooperative society is coming under the union list, because it is in multiple states. So one state cannot regulate it. So it is governed by Multi-State Cooperative Society Act. If it is operating within a particular state, it will be state list and governed by the respective state acts. Okay. So having discussed about the constitutional and legal provision, so let's see what are the significance of cooperative society. Why we need to promote cooperative society? Because 2/3 of our population live in rural area and 1/3 of population linked to this cooperative society. If we improve our cooperative society, it will boost their income, remove poverty, empower our rural population. So boosting farmer income, yes. So they can polling, they can bargaining power. For example, Amal. So they comes together, they can have bargaining power over their product, so that it can prevent the misuse. So next one is about the societal impact. Yes, so women empowerment. For example, Seva Bank for microfinance. So I think Self-Employment Women Association. Seva full form is Self-Employment Women Association. They formed a self-help group and they are helping in promoting, loan, job, equality. So that is what led to the empowerment of women. And next is sustainability. So I think this cooperative society can form for promoting green practice, organic farming, recycling of the product. So ULCCS Kerala for green practices example. So next is community tie. It built the ties of local community. So built social capital. So value that they promote, in cooperative society, one person, one vote principle. So that is what led to the principle of equality. Also develop the leadership, democratic elected develop leadership, example in Maharashtra. So a lot of leader in Maharashtra, political leader of Maharashtra, they are coming from the cooperative background. So that is the reason cooperative society can helpful for development of leadership also. So having discussed importance, so let's see what are the challenges. Why our cooperative society is only restricted to the southern and western part. It is only restricted to southern and western state, not in the eastern, northern and western state. Why this is happening? This is happening because of limited capacity. So rural cooperative lack infrastructure, training and expertise. So when you are lacking infrastructure, lack of training, expertise, so you are not able to scale up, you are not able to promote the cooperative society. So next is political intervention. So party interfere, reduce the transparency and efficiency. So it is supposed to that, we should not promote, the political things, political interference in cooperative society, but party involve, politicize the governance. So that is what led to the problem. So next is regulatory complexity. So because of too much of regulation, complex law led to the bureaucratic decision making, bureaucratic datapism and delaying our decision making. So digital gap, only 45% member familiar with digital tool. Just imagine if 45% member are aware with digital tool, it's taking a lot of time for implementation. So regional imbalance, only top 5 state hold 57% of the cooperative society. That means only the western and southern state, they are good at cooperative society. Rest we need to promote. So another issue like, skilled workforce shortage, weak cooperation and limited members and resources. So these are few limitation for promotion of the cooperative society. Okay. So strengthening of cooperative society through private partnership, better infrastructure and technology access, promote inclusivity, merge weak unity and ensure transparency. Bhaiya. So like RTI help in achieving the goal. So, dear student, this is all about the second part of our Strive 365 one-year newspaper analysis. So, dear student, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and I'm going to share this PDF within a Telegram channel. So, the description given in the link box, you can join our Telegram channel to get this PDF. So, dear student, we'll have to end our discussion here. If you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and please do share this video with your friend so that more number of students can benefit from it. And please do give feedback in the comment box if you want to share anything, if you want anything. According to that, we'll definitely make the video. So your feedback are always welcome. Chaliye dear student, bye bye, take care, have a good day.